Hi, I'm Celia Dawn. I literally just finished creating Celia's Stupid Romhack. This is about 2 weeks, 3 weeks before official release, and I figure I may as well give my ratings of the areas. Uh, there's a few of them that I don't quite like. There's a few of them that I really love. And I just wanted to share my insights having created it. I'm going to go roughly in intended game progression order. Let's see what we got. All right, Pallet Town. I love Pallet Town. So real fast, just my perspective on making this list in general is how well does it accomplish what I needed it to do in the game. And sometimes that's, being really, really funny. Sometimes that's like providing an epic, awesome, over the top experience. And sometimes it's just teaching you how to approach the game in a certain way. For me, Pallet Town, I am extremely proud of it. There's so much to click on, so many fun little tidbits, little bits of dialogue, NPC interactions, and it sets the tone for the game so well. I if I didn't if I did not execute on Pallet Town as well as I did, nobody would care about this game at all. But I think because Pallet is so quirky, so responsive, so interactive, people know to approach the rest of the game as, oh, I need to be checking everything. Route 1. I like Route 1. Admittedly, it's a little bland, like, if you look at it from, like, an objective angle, but in terms of the experience you have on it, like, most people will go through it, they'll, they see a Rattata, oh, better fucking just kill this Rattata, and then it has fear, and it kills you, and you die, and it's like, oh my god, it's so overpowered, how am I supposed to... And then and eventually you realize, oh yeah, I can just run away. Like, it is just bullying you. The pit is iconic. I love the pit. I didn't think I would love the pit when I was first making the game, but I love the pit. I have grown to love all of the ways I can use it. The shinies, the shiny Rattata. The fact that I get like a new person every week being like, "Oh my god, were the shiny odds increased?" I'm like, "Oh, you poor thing." The potion, just casually being given the last potion in existence. Genius. Who comes up with this? I love it. It's a fun time. Oh, the other thing, I like how throughout the game you revisit the pit, and every time there's something new to see there. Like after you get retreat, you get the odd candy in the pit, or there's like the dev commentary that just dumps you in there. There's the other thing that I'm not allowed to say yet. It's not that important. Uh, Viridian Gym dumps you off in there. There's just so many ways that I use it as like an iconic landmark of the game. I like it. Viridian City serves its purpose. Uh, yeah, I would say that. It's nothing super huge, but like the old man getting blown up, I love it. Excellent scene. Viridian Gym, what a set piece. Just being slowly walked into the pit. Oh, it's great. Um, I like the secret that I hide off by the trees that like normal people aren't ever gonna see. Thankfully, my players have shown that they are a little bit more observant than I had given them credit for, but back in Demo 1, people were not finding that thing. That's quite funny. Is there anything I would change about it? Oh, the the Sonic High School is... I don't... The fact that I will just rip an actual fanfic and just plop it in the game, it's not something I would ever do today, but just directly quoting a really bad fanfic, I find that very, very fun. It's something that I could only really get away with in the super early stage of the game, early parts of development, where stuff was a little bit less structured and a little more just freeform shitposty. So I like that. Yeah, it does what it needs to do, and what it needs to do is just be fun. Route 22. So this is the Larry fight, and this is also in the late game. This is the Mary fight. Uh, I like it a lot, actually. Yeah, I think that the first Larry fight, is one of the most important moments in the game because it is the first time that like the game throws something super unfair and bullshit at you, but you actually have the tools to deal with it. You turn the Rattatas that have been bullying you for all of Route 1, and you're like, oh, wait, these can work for me now. And that sets the tone for the whole rest of the experience. It's like the first time where the puzzle elements really get to shine. You get to learn what the actual tone is. Uh Additionally, I like the Candyman. I think that the way the Candyman is paced is really interesting. The fact that like you get your odd candy in the first town, you're like, okay, sure, I guess I have one of these now. And then you get here and you get a second one, and they're like, okay, now that I've had a few, then people will say this out loud. They'll be like, okay, well, what are these for? And then literally immediately after you get your answer. Just, I think that a less nuanced developer would put this as the first candy and then the guy. Being told exactly what you're doing already, or just like immediately next to it. But I think that the slight delay between your first one and then a second one to like as a reminder to get you to actually ask that question actively, I really like that. Viridian Forest. Mm, this one's tricky. I would say serves its purpose, but like I don't know. I might be out of gas. I think I'm out of gas on this one. I The flower paths are very fun in theory. I like how as you go on, they get like increasingly complex. So if you're like trying to avoid the grass, the first one's just a straight line, and then there's like some curves with some leeway, and then the last one's just like some big windy mess. And at the very end, you just fucking get an encounter as soon as you step out of it. Genius, brilliant, wouldn't change it. The fight with AJ, that fight is designed so well to guarantee that you will get fucked over by water absorb. I think it's great. Uh, that said, I think it's a little slow at times. This is like at a point in the game before the trainers are allowed to really be interesting, so they kind of just have Weedles, and they just kind of do their thing. I think probably beyond the AJ fight, the most interesting part is probably the guy who's like, Ditto's not in your Pokedex. I really like it when the game tells you what question you should be asking yourself, because it's not a thing you're. No normal person is ever going to notice that Ditto didn't appear in their Pokedex. At least after that fight, like without being told. So he's just like, "What? You didn't notice? Ditto's not in your Pokedex. How strange!" And then you're like, "Wait, what?" Open your Pokedex, and that's like the first time in the game you open your Pokedex, and it's like, "Oh, there's something weird going on here. Maybe I should be keeping this in mind." Beyond that, I mean, Caterpie Metapod. Just in general, I like how Metapod's Dex entry calls you out for not evolving it. I like. Oh, Dad. This is the Dad introduction, and it's excellent. The fact that Dad appears, and then he appears later, and he's like, "Didn't I see you earlier?" Just like establishing the idea that yeah, he's just kind of gonna be everywhere. I'm not even gonna try to justify it, like physically. He's just where he needs to be. Pewter. Ooh. The Brock fight is probably the most well-designed puzzle in the game. I'm gonna be real. Uh, the fact that there is like the Grimer grass, that it is an explicit red herring, and like most people are like, oh, I better do there's a thing, and I'm just gonna have to do all my check boxes, and I'm gonna have the answer, and you get the Grimer, and it does nothing, and it's like, oh, well, I did all of the very obvious things. I guess I better give up. It's like, no, you can't just do the obvious things. You can't just do the very obvious. In your, there's a bunch of arrows pointing. Go down the checklist. Don't think too hard about it. You have to use your brain if you want to beat this game. I think that all the hints towards the Metapod are really clever. I like the guy. Obviously, there's it's already level 70, but I still got a long way to go. Uh, obviously that guy's great, but especially the guy in the mart who's like, it's like everyone's trying to get a Butterfree. Not me. I found a shortcut. Just telling you there is a way. I'm not going to tell you, but there sure is a way to do it. If there's anything I'm not as proud of, I think Pewter Museum is kind of mid. There's the dropped plotline. Spoiler alert. There's the the fucking nerd that comes back and steals the fossil. Completely dropped that, which is a shame. I haven't removed the quest because, but maybe, I don't know. It, I wanted to do something with it, but I just couldn't get it to work. So it's like the only point in the game where there's just like a bit that happens and then no, it's never addressed again. Oh well, that's just kind of how these things go. Oh, also, getting into Brock's gym, which is a puzzle that a lot of people I think might forget about. I like it a lot. Um, it's like the first like overworld puzzle, I guess. You know, you hit the wall. Oh, a bunch of trees grew there. You better walk through walls. The fact that so many people will see that and be like, okay, I better put a walk through walls coat on. Ugh, it's so fun. Except in demo one, when people like actually did it, they couldn't turn it off. But no, if you try to, obviously it doesn't work. Okay, gotta try something else instead. And then there's a guy who walks through the walls just to demonstrate directly for you. Hey, if NPCs walk through, like if you NPCs have a walk, they go through walls too, and that's how you. It's like, oh yeah, there's the guy who walks you to Brock. I had to move him off screen in 2.5, just because he was too easy to see by accident. Is there anything else? Oh, the old Amber. I like the old Amber puzzle. And when I released demo 2, I had no idea how hard it would be. I think this was like one of the last puzzles I put in there because I never got a chance to like test it with real humans. I was like, maybe this is gonna be too hard. People aren't gonna realize they can go to their menu to cut something. Like I don't know, but I think that the fact that it works, I think it's fun. It's like, oh, normally I just talk to a tree, cut it down. Well, I have to. But you see that they're trees. You know it can be cut. They rub it in front of your face, and it's like, okay, I guess I have to do that. I enjoy it. Route 3. This one is lasses. It's also the introduction of shorts. It's also the introduction of fucking fuck. All of those things I think are very good. Um, Pidgeotto, whatever. It's kind of whatever mon in general. And then there's like the Butterfree or the Wurmple guy. Why did it take me so long to give that guy a Wurmple? I have no idea. But like shorts is good, and then the second shorts it's like, okay, I guess I don't know. But like I can't not have him there because I don't know. It's fine. It does what it has to do, but it's definitely on my lower spectrum. I should like go back and do these between tiers because yeah. All right. Route 4. So this is the first half, and it's also going to be the second half with Sandshrew and the negative citrus berries. Once again, I think it's fine. It does what it has to do. Uh, I, the one guy outside who I needed to. Right now, he tells you that you can run from battles, but before that, it was like trying to hint towards the mud slap solution. I was like, how do I make this dialogue not just slapping it in your face? I don't even I don't even remember what I did in demo 2. I think he literally just said try something new, which is just the most nothing dialogue ever. Uh yeah, I don't know. It's like fine. Eh, it does what it needs to do. I don't know. Maybe I do another tier below 4. Like I'm happy with it, be with it, but recognize it's kind of bad. Bad. Because that's where Mount Moon goes. I am happy with where Mount Moon landed up. Oops. Uh, like I think it does what it needs to do, but it's not fun. Yeah. Tentacool is a fun bit, kind of. I like that you can like use Runaway to get through it, so it's not like actually an annoyance if you solve the puzzle, quote unquote. I like the shortcuts. The shortcuts help a lot. I like the Geodude trainer. The Geodude trainer is like one of the most brilliant pieces of foreshadowing in the whole game. I like the Paris, the Paris round. Actually, wait, because it occurs to me this also includes like the altar area. So it's like the moon altar. I love the moon altar area. Oh man, that place is fucking like you can get there early with the retreat, or you can just go when it's plot relevant. There's the secret tunnel, obviously. Ooh, not as good as it should be. I wouldn't call it. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. No, yeah, okay, that's my opinion. Mount Moon is like not good. I like the puzzle. I really like the Toad School answer at least. I'm gonna be real. I don't like either any of the other solutions. I think the Pidgeotto solution is really boring. Originally, that was its only solution. It was gonna be Mud Slap or Metronome, and that's how you got through. And then like as I was making demo one, I was like, wait, what if you use the running shoes on Tentacool and make him a Toad School? That'd be so funny. And it just so happened, oh hey, that's a ground type. Perfect timing. Entirely coincidental. Uh, yeah, all the Clefairies in here, they like roll metronome and just use some random shit from the end game. That's very fun. But I don't know. There's a lot of filler trainers, and I don't like filler trainers. Level 100 Eradicate's very fun. I wish more people got by the Eradicate line, the one that's like, it's like your I won't let your rat evolve, then it'd be the same as mine, because your Pokemon gets exactly to level 20. That's kind of genius. Although I think the EXP curves. Oops, that's my Discord. Oh yeah, you can't see it. Good. Uh, I think the EXP curves have kind of gotten messed up because I've seen a lot of people have it land at level 19. So I might have to look into increasing the EXP yield. I'm gonna do that literally right now while I'm thinking about it. But other than that, it took so much. Oh yeah, why is there an angry video game nerd in here? It's so random. Thankfully, it just. I mean, like it sets up Voltorb, which is then like paid off by Miguel. Not Miguel. I call him Miguel. Eradicate Alola. I'm just gonna EXP yield. I'm just gonna make it 220, 240. Perfect. 230. Okay. Um. Yeah, it took so much effort to get that guy to blow up. Oh my god. Uh, that said, I do think that the sign telling you, like, hey, there were 5 solutions. Like, if you struggled with one solution and then being told, yeah, there were 4 more, that's kind of genius. I really love that. Cerulean. Oi, I don't like Cerulean very much. I think the new music helps. The new music helps a lot, but it's mostly just a bunch of reference humor, and I don't like reference humor. You can see, so like, there were early days in the hack where I thought that I was like, this is going to be all the deep cuts only. And, if you understand everything about Pokemon, then you're really going to get it. But I didn't really account for the fact that there were people who don't get them, and that I should probably make things good for those players as well. Cerulean, not quite there. If I could rewrite everything, like I could make it TCG themed still, but I wouldn't include so many jokes that only work if you understand the reference. That said, I like the gym. I like retreat. I like the back door. If you can't figure out that you need to use retreat, you go to the back door and it's like, fuck you. Great, genius. Other than that, I don't know. It's pretty mid. The music is great, but I don't like it very much. Uh, same for the Nugget Bridge. I think it's interesting that this is like the one final time in the game where the battles are actually difficult, and it's just like on the champion area because this is before you have unlimited rare candies. Oh, I guess one good thing about Cerulean, or I could count it for here. I like the Jerry fight a lot. Uh, yeah, it's good. The fact that I slotted it in there just like after Demo Two's release, I was like, wait, we can put a Gary here, and like actually make it a puzzle because Sandshrew was already right there. Moltres can use water moves because that's like an established bit already. Well, perfect. And then after I did that, I was like, okay, well now all of them have to be puzzles. I guess I'll figure out 4 more. Bill serves its purpose. I I like this area actually. I like Route 25. I like the H box. There's a bit of reference humor with the Smogon stuff, but it's kind of fun reference humor. I like the guy who talks about banned Pokemon, but then like after you beat him, he actually like gives the justification for why Smogon is like that. The demo 2 had like a really mean spirited takedown of GSC. I like GSC. I've played it a few times. It's cool. Not really for me, but I do enjoy it, kind of. I understand why people get it. But I really like that behind him is like the item that you spend a little bit of extra effort to get, and you're like, okay, I. You don't think about this consciously because I'm used to playing this. I've played this game a million times. I know that I have to do the special thing to get this cool item. I wonder what this item's gonna be, and it's just a fucking H-box. Genius. I love that. Lavos is hilarious. Lavos copy pasta, excellent. Bill being a polka doll the first time is just like, oh, welp. Like, okay, Bill, what's your deal? Oh, your money. Okay. Okay, grinding polka dolls on Bill. that was a bug at first. The thing accidentally respawned because I didn't know how to remove stuff permanently, and I was like, wait, this is money. That's kind of fun. uh, I like coming back here for Horsey. Dude, the Horsey puzzle is one of my favorites. If only people solved it correctly. uh, and then there's the secret garden out back. I like the PC a lot because it's not actually hard, but it's just scary. Because it's like, oh my god, all these moving pieces. What am I gonna do? But I don't know. It's very fun. It gives you the impression of solving a very complicated system without actually being hard. This route, this is Route 5. Yeah, it does what it has to do. It's not super complicated, but I really like the bench retreat, like the bench tutorial. The remember that benches are important. Genius, because I was having people in a demo to not remember that benches exist when I iterated on it later. And I was like, okay, well, I better establish it a little bit more firmly. That's one thing odd candies are really helpful for. It's just like getting people to, because they're not hard to get ever, but it's like, oh, they're there. Yeah, I may as well just pick that up. How do I do it? Oh, there's a bench. Okay, cool. I like that you can sneak in the back and get the W emblem early, which is how everyone did it for a very long time. It was a dumb puzzle before, but now that you have like the context of the full game, it kind of makes sense. Raichu to Meowth, brilliant. Oh my god, Maddie is so good. The fact that I'm holding a coin case, a little messy. I didn't know where to put mine. Or like, I didn't know where to put a coin case, so I just kind of slapped it there. Next up, Underground Path. Everyone hates it. Everyone's like, this is the worst area. I hate it. I fucking love it. I think I think this is one of the best bits in the game. There's like a quadruple whammy. First is stepping in there. It's dark and there's a maze and it's like, oh my god, do I really have to do this? And you go down the first tunnel. And then you go down the second tunnel, and you're about to go down the third one, and now there's blocks in the way, so you have to like navigate around them. It's like, oh my god, bump, 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 and you get to the very end, and there's a bench. There's a fucking bench. Genius. Like, hey, you could have skipped that if you if you wanted to. It's like, oh my god. And then you go up, and someone's like, did you grab the candy in there? You're like, oh my god, I have to go back down. So you go down, and thankfully I put the candy really close to the exit, so you can just grab it. I don't know. It's great. It's just like the constant piling on of little bits of frustration, little bits of frustration, little bits of frustration. And then Dad's like, you could have been looking right at someone. And you go back down. It's like, was I looking at someone? You bump into all the walls, and it's like, I hate this place. I hate this place. And you get out, and then the lass assaults you. Genius. And then you go do all of Vermilion, and you have to go back through it because you're not going to know to retreat back. So you have to do it a second time, and it's like, to like really firmly rooted in your mind. It is all very important because then, way later in Lavender, when you go to the second one, it's like, oh man, the last one was such a doozy, and you're like, oh my god, I have to do all that again? And it's nothing. It's just the boop. It's like, oh. And then, if that wasn't enough, way later in the game, once you're clearing up your statue quests, you get Flash, and it turns out that I was hiding this entire side area under your nose the whole time. Oof. Fucking chef's kiss, man. This area is great. It's so well designed, and that's not even mentioning the secrets here. I don't believe any of those have been found yet. They got found in the whatever demo. Yeah, they got found in Demo 3, but not the new variations on them. And, ooh, they're so good. Route 6 is like fine. I don't know. It just kind of exists. Yeah, I'll say not as good as it should be. There's nothing really going on here. It's just a bunch of trainers, I guess. Vermilion. I love Vermilion. I love Vermilion. Huge Vermilion fan. I might put Viridian up here. Huge Vermilion fan. This was the first area I really designed, like puzzle speaking. This is the first little puzzle box I ever made, where it's like, okay, there's execute. By the time you get here, you've already forgotten about your execute because you had to deal with the underground path and the Meowth. Like just everything else is in your mind. You have pushed the execute out, and you get here, and it's like, hey, have you found Spearow? Okay, there's a cut tree. I don't have cut. There's no ship. There's someone trading Spearow. Where do I get Spearow? Someone's like, I hatched it from an egg. Oh, that explains it. And you put all of these little pieces together. This was sort of the microcosm for the whole game that I wanted to make. I'm really proud of it. I might put it in very proud. No, I wouldn't go that far. There's a bit of jumbly jumble. I like the fishing guru. The fishing guru is quite fun. I like. I think Poliwag is kind of a boring fishing encounter, if I'm being completely honest. But other than that, I like it. The gym. Oh, oh, the gym. Ooh, that gym is good. And then when you revisit later to find the head, oh, I think it's gotta have to be up here. I love that gym. First the bajillion trash cans, and then the fucking Undertale bit, and then later you learn that, oh wait, I do have to do the puzzle. The fact that people will like write down the first time they talk to the guy, they're like, oh my god, I have to do all this. They get out a notepad, write down all the instructions, realize that they didn't have to do that. Like, oh my god, they scrap everything. And then later when they come back, after they scrapped everything, it's like, oh my god, I did have to do it. Oh, it's so good. And the fight itself, genius, absolutely brilliant. Uh, Everyone telling you need sunglasses, and you're like, okay, well that means I need black glasses. It's the same thing with Grimer, in Pewter, where it's like there's a very quote unquote obvious answer, and if you're Pokemon, you're like, okay, I just have to fit the round peg in the round hole. I have to do the very obvious. It's the very directed. It's the very brainless. I just have to do the extremely obvious thing. Excellent. But no, that's not how this game works. This game is testing your creative thinking. And I rub it in your face after you get through Diglett's. I forgot Diglett's. Did I forget Diglett's? I think I forgot Diglett's. Alright, well, Diglett's is counted as Vermilion. Do I regret anything? No. Yeah, I like Vermilion a lot. I don't think there's anything I would do differently. My only regret is my only regret is that the early demo 2.5 releases where I couldn't get the items to work properly. God, decomp is hard, man. Decomp is so much harder. Y'all have no idea. Route 11. This one is really hard for me. The thing with Route 11 is, in isolate, I really like it. Like, turning the whole route into a giant loss without really drawing attention to it, having the NPCs just say their, like, a single word, and it's like, what the fuck does that mean? The way it, like, builds the mystery, almost. One of them just drops a miscarriage on you, and it's like, huh? What are you on about? And you have to, like, revisit, like, what's going on? What's going on? And then when it finally clicks, it's like, oh my... Genius. I love it. The thing is... I don't like it because people are like, oh my god, it's the meme game. It's with the one with the internet references. I like the internet references. There were like 2 lost ships. That's been like one of the comments on one of Cal's videos. It's like, oh my god, there were like 2 lost references. This is crazy. It's like, dude, you don't understand the fucking point. Ugh. And I dislike this route because it kind of plays into that. People will look at it and be like, oh, yes, the internet reference game. it pisses me off. Thankfully, I don't think anyone who actually, plays the game will think that. Unfortunately, most people aren't literate enough to play the game. Hey. So, with that regards, I have a lot of regrets tied to it. Not regrets. I don't regret anything. It's just I dislike what it represents. That said, L emblem, brilliant. I love the L emblem. It is one of my favorite puzzles in the game. It would be if it weren't so easy to just be like, oh, I better retreat here. But if you're like actively, you know, oh, these are forests. What's that Nidorino doing? Oh my god, we're in the intro. Oh my god, there's a bench. I love that. That is, ugh, it's so good. Route 9. I don't like Route 9. Route 9 is kind of like Cerulean, where it's a lot of reference humor. I think that I improved it quite a bit in the new version, but it's still, I don't know, it's slow. Like, there's a lot of trainers. I hate trainer battles. Trainer battles are so slow. They yoink all of the pacing out of the game. Ammonite is, like, at, like, the weird end of the route, but there's nothing, like, it's tied to, so it's so forgettable. I don't know. I really don't like it. And there's one area in this whole game that if I could just rip it out, I would. Problem is, like, you can't do anything that isn't Twitch Plays Pokemon here, because that's what this route is known for, the ledge. So you have to do something Twitch Plays Pokemon, but then also making that accessible to people who don't know the jokes. I don't know. It's just not good. I think if I had it my way, I would just get rid of this whole chunk of grass. I'd put the Helix Fossil over here, probably, instead of Wild Ammonite. What else would I do? I don't know. I would get rid of Ammonite in the Pokedex, just in general. Like, if I had to pick a Pokedex slot to clear up, that'd be the one to go. I do not like Ammonite. Route 10 serves its purpose, because it builds anticipation for the fucking rock tunnel. It's like, oh god, there's no Pokemon Center. Oh god, Dad's not even going to heal me. And this is after Route 9, so you're just thinking back to how far you need to walk. It's like, oh god, it's awful. And just skips you right to the other end. Genius, brilliant. And the explanation on the other side of the route, where the guy's like, well, we wanted to release this game on Poke Community, so we can't show you what's happening. Oof, top tier. Absolutely incredible. The Muna Girl, I love the Muna Girl. It's so funny. The only thing is that it's all centered around that one joke, and it kind of happens halfway through. So, it's not a complete story arc by itself. That said, I do like what it does. Like, don't take serves its purpose as saying bad. Serves its purpose in Celia Stupid Romhack means it's very fun. Lavender. How do I feel about Lavender? You know what I should have done? If I was smart, I would have put on music in the background. Can I still do that? If I open a different window, does OBS... I'm doing this in the middle of my recording. I don't care. Okay, it looks like no. So I'm gonna put on some nice lo-fi Pokemon music. Thank you to Matcha for making this compilation. Okay. I'm gonna put it down a little bit because I don't have I have no idea how loud it is relative to my mic. Lavender is a tricky one to judge. It's a bit incohesive, I'll say. Like, there's a bit with the tower. I like the school. The school's kind of genius. The dance theater is also genius. There's also a bunch of NPCs that aren't really funny. They're just kind of there. Like a billion people talking about the DMCA fanfic thing. And I feel like after like 2 or 3 of them, you kind of get the point. So, So I will put it in Fun time. I really like the puzzle here. Ooh, maybe good, but I have regrets. No, it's not that good. I like the puzzle a lot, though. Well, Ash. If Ash counts, then it's going in good. I guess I can probably count, like, yeah. I'm gonna count the whole retreat puzzle for Imposter Oak. I like it. I like the build-up. Like, you walk really, really far, the music fades out before the underground path, just to set up how far it's gonna be. Ooh, it's really good. Yeah, I like Fuchsia. It could be, polished around the edges. But, alright, now that we're getting to the big boys. Celadon. Woo! Celadon, so good! This was... When I was making this back in Demo 2, this was like the biggest undertaking I'd ever done. Trying to build this giant interconnected maze with all of these little pieces and making them all work together. I'm so proud of how it came out. The fact that like almost everything is contained in just like one giant loop. And it goes... The way that I made it paced such that by the time you see people feeling like they're going insane, you'd already explored most of the city. So like... You're like feeling them like, yeah, I'm kind of done with this randomization. It's going crazy. Dropping Satopolis halfway through. It's like, huh? Who comes up with this shit? The gym. The location of Celadon Gym might... Ugh. It is up there for favorite puzzles. I love that one. The other thing I don't like... Actually, yeah. I have regrets. I have regrets because I think that finding coins for Porygon is not a very good puzzle. That is a remnant of the days when this was like a trivia game, and it's like, how well do you know these obscure mechanics? Ha ha ha. Like finding coins on the ground or whatever. I don't know, that one's kind of mid. That said, I don't know. The thing is, like, if you haven't played the original games, you're just not going to know what to do. But also, if you haven't played the original games, maybe you shouldn't be playing Celia Stupid Romhack. I don't know, it's just a remnant of a bygone era. Shrug. Route 8. I think it's technically called Route 7 now. I swapped the names of Route 8 and 7 just to fuck with people, in case they notice. So I guess it's technically Route 7 now. When I made this in Demo 2, this was like me flexing all of my technical prowess. This is as good as I can make an area. Look at all of these cool interactables. I can push a bench and then retreat to it. Are you kidding me? There's like the weather changes in the overworld. There's the Growlithe event. The Growlithe is so cute. Cherry, you did an excellent job on that. That said, relative to the rest, it's a little incohesive. The bench pushing is cool. It doesn't really lead to anything besides a candy. I don't know, not as good as it should be. Ideally, the Pokemon sign would go after the bench. That's like the main thing. If I could redesign this area, I would put the snow on that side. But then, like, there's no good spot for the candy. I do like how the biker in here, he's, like, foreshadowing for the fact that you can evolve your Execute a second way. Or, like, a hint towards it, but it doesn't feel like a hint. It's a hint that feels absolutely nothing like a hint, and I kind of love that. The reason I have it set up this way, by the way, is because having your, like, the head cut off thing, if you see it in an opponent Pokemon first, it's like, oh god, it's so tall, and the top of the screen doesn't reach it. And then when you have it, it's like, oh no, his head just got cut off. There's like a two-stage bit to it, and I really like that. Pokemon Tower. Ooh. Might be very... No, I have regrets. I like this area a lot. The like 5-way build-up and denouement of, like, it's fanfics, so it's like the fan theories. Cubone's mom is a Kangaskhan. It's using substitute because it's a substitute teacher, and you have to break it using the thick club, except this time you have to use, it doubles the attacks, plural, and you figure that out because you have to read. It's like the reading question, because it's the English teacher. It's parental bond. Just all of these moments. Again, it's math because the whole tower is Fantina's gym, which is itself the greatest fear of fanfic writers. I don't know, it's really good. My regret is I think the trainers, the Plusaminen, Multi-Pal Dividum, they're a little boring. They're just like, I don't know, they're filler. I don't really like the filler enemies. The fights are just kind of annoying, and it gets a little bit repetitive, especially towards the middle. I mean, the math questions get increasingly absurd. I especially like the one where I riff on Mean Girls. That said, what I have learned is that people who play Pokemon probably haven't seen Mean Girls. Which, I guess I should have expected that. But man, I'm sure that someone feels really called out by this. One thing I do like about it is that there's just so many secrets in here. Like there's the God Candy, there's the secret path through it, there's the bike voucher. Oh, and the shortcut back. Genius. I love, like, you go down. My only thing is that not enough people take the shortcut back, or like try to take it, so maybe I don't know, maybe I'll reframe. I'll just like retype it. I'm actually gonna do that literally right now. Because people don't realize that it's like a shortcut through the wall. This is like the first wall shortcut I made though, so I don't know. I'm literally, yeah, I'm just gonna say, instead of exit, I'm literally just gonna say shortcut. Because that's how I've established it in the rest of the game. There we go. Now you're gonna think to walk through the wall. And then it's like in that little peaky corner, and you could have gone up there at any time if you thought of it. Oh yeah, I really like the ghost fight. I really like the ghost bit where it's like, okay, what is this ghost? Oh, it's just a ghost. Well, genius. One thing I don't like is that, or that I'm like kind of regretful over, is that if you do it early, you never get to see the chapter 3 screen. Because I don't really have a different good place to put that. Maybe in front of the, whatever it's called. The dance theater. I think that if I could put the chapter 3 into the dance theater. Chapter 3 upon entering dance theater. That way, I don't know, it can feel approximately, yeah, that works. My only thing then would be that there's no good introduction to Celadon. Let me think. I would want something blocking off the dance theater until you have figured out how to get to Celadon. I'll worry about it later. Route 13. No, this should be here. Route 12. I like Route 12 a lot. It is slightly empty, yes, but what is here is so good. The moment where it's like, okay, better finally use my flute, wake up this Snorlax, and it just summons the fucking Hall of Origin on the side. Oh, genius. And like you're walking past and it's like a bunch of bits are going on, and it's like, okay, whatever. I get to skip all this. We wanted to have just like a whole bunch of shit going on the ground, but it didn't quite work out. No retreat. No retreat is great. The wake up shop, kind of mid. I really wanted there to be a puzzle with that Snorlax, but I couldn't think of anything actually puzzling. And it's way funnier if he just runs off to the mountains anyway. So I like this place. The only thing is that the Hall of Origin just took so much work. I didn't have the script to automatically set a whole bunch of tiles, so I had to do that one by hand. Holy, that took me like 2 whole days. It was awful. Alright, Route 13. Out of gas. The mountains, really funny. The last running through it, genius. And then there's nothing else. The reason it is entirely empty, the reason that the fences are walked through is because, like, I literally have nothing fun here. There's nothing to do. I can't think of anything. I'm out of ideas. Whatever. There's a nothing here because I was like, what the fuck do I do? I can't think of anything fun. There's nothing here. Oh wow, you found nothing. That is how I feel about this whole route. It's pretty bad. Pokérap. So, I love the Pokérap. I love it. I love that I could just like have a giant showcase of a bunch of fan sprites. I have two regrets with this. First of all, the purpose of the Poke Wrap has absolutely nothing to the game design purpose of it has nothing to do with like showing off talent or whatever. It's so that you have Dragonite and Horsey in your Pokedex. That's the only reason why. That's where the idea came from. And then, you know, it's like, okay, well, some of these can have fun sprites. Oh, how about all of these can have fun sprites? How about all of them are sprites made by fans? There's two problems, unfortunately. First of all, I'm very happy that it happened, and that it eventually matched my vision. The problem, of course, is that when Demo 3 released, nobody cared about this game. It kind of fell out of public consciousness, and no one wanted to make art for it. So I had to make, like, a third of them by myself, and they were not good. They were whatever the first joke I could think of, and then scribbled together in MS Paint. It was pretty bad. And then a few of my sprites, like, because I had to do so many of them, a few of my ideas wound up just kind of sneaking their way into the final version because I'm still pretty proud of them. But that means that this isn't quite the full showcase of artistic talent that I want it to be. If I had it my way, every single sprite here would be made by a different person. But, like, I can't do that anymore because a lot of folks made multiple, and I don't want to take those out. So, I like it, but it does not live up to what I wish it could be. My second regret is that it takes way too long. I really wish I could speed up the battle engine during this area because it's a slog. I have done all I could. Like, I disabled animations. I made the switching faster. I think I disabled experience, maybe? I don't remember. But I wish I could do way more to speed it up. That is... I don't know, that's on my list. Route 15. I love Route 15. It's weird because there's not very much going on in this area, but just for pure vibes, I love it. Like, you're getting off the back of the giant... the Poke Wrap, which is a giant gauntlet, and this area is just chill. You're running around, there's a giant lighthouse, there's a bunch of really cute gags, they're paced super well. There's the sandwich shop, which tells you to fuck off. Great. Genius, I love it. The gender fluid shop, I love the gender fluid shop. I am... One of the lines I am the most proud of is after you get the gender fluid, if you retalk to Mixie. It's one of my favorite lines in the whole goddamn Romhack. Other than that, the trans bugs, the original artist actually reached out to me, and she's like, hey, I actually don't know what their pronouns. I'm bad at this, sorry. But they reached out to me. Should I look this up? Is it wrong of me to not look up their pronouns? Probably. Well, sorry. I'm gonna tell you they them, I hope you don't mind. They reached out to me, and they were like, yo, thank you for including my art in your work, it makes so much. And I was like, oh my god, like, this has been everywhere. This is, like, in the canon. Like, why are you thanking me? You're the one who made it. Oh yeah, just the lighthouse bit itself, by the way, where you just walk up to it, giant flashing lights, the guy sneaks out of the one of the best bits. There's a reason I use that in every promo. It's so good. The lighthouse itself is just so pretty. Like it, you fucking knocked it out of the park with that art. Oh man, I love everything about this place. One of my favorite single areas, just in terms of pure vibes. Yeah. Yeah, that looks about right. Okay, Fuchsia. I like Fuchsia. It's just a little cumbersome. I don't know. This was the first major area that I was designing in B-Comp instead of in HMA. And after the beautiful freeform mess that was Celadon... I'm gonna put Celadon. The thing is that Celadon's like my favorite place in the whole game. And I have like a tiny regret, but it's gotta go up here. I love Celadon. Fuchsia, as much as I like the structure of it a lot, where you're finding the sandwich ingredients, and while you're doing that, you're getting like a lay of the area to understand the bigger quest at work. And then once you have your sandwich, you have the tools needed to actually address all of them, and needing to learn how to prioritize, you know, oh, I can go to the gym, but after you get to the end of the gym, you're like, oh, I need brick break. Oh, I've seen brick break. You know, you have to figure out which pieces you need to address first and in which order. I really like that. The gun. You're just walking into the house and the dude pulls a gun on you and he just spouts gibberish at you. I love that. Such a good bit. The fishing guru's brother. Oh, man. The thing is, I don't know. It's good, but it just feels like it's a little too much to navigate all of it. And this is especially in the Safari Zone. I like the Safari Zone, but it's just an annoyance to get around, is the thing. When there's an area that's supposed to be like this big open space, and you have to put a bunch of pieces together and keep track of them all, it is a bit much when actually navigating around it is cumbersome. Like, you need to retreat past the maze. You have to walk, jump, go through all these hoops. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan. I could have done better, is basically how I feel. I like what's here. I think that at its core, it's really good, but it needed, I don't know. It needs some more polish, and I don't know that I'm capable of giving it. That's how I feel about it. The one where cops kill you. I like the cops. I like the cutscene. That's like the one piece of commissioned art where I actually paid for it. It was just the Koraidon. I like the new shiny variant. That one's really cool. There's a last bit in the house before this. Yeah, I think this also counts Route 18, right before, with the float stone and the crab hammer. I like the statue because it's like, oh, now you know what the Zapdos is going to be used for, if you happen to find it. And if not, well, you have to remember it for later. Golurk. Unfortunately, it seems that Golurk flying is not as well known as I thought it was. So, Oi. Oh well. There's enough context clues, you can figure it out. And I like that when it loops back into Celadon, there's now a rock in front of your thing, just to fuck with you a little harder. Genius. That said, I don't know. It's just like kinda there. Shrug. Fuchsia Gym is the epitome of good but I have regrets. I like Fuchsia Gym a lot. I think there's some really creative ideas, but I cringe every time I look back on it. The poison puzzle was way harder than it should have been. I didn't think it was going to be hard. I thought that people knew how like double battles work if you only have one Pokemon. Apparently that is not as common knowledge as I thought. And because of that, there's like this weird, you go through the gym, there's like a giant difficulty spike right in the middle, and then not. I don't like how one of the first puzzles in the gym is the one you can cheese, like the Aeron. That kind of sets a bad precedent for the rest of the gym, because then people are like, oh, well, I better leave, get the thing that beats it, come back in, and that's cumbersome. Even though if you talk to her, she'll literally say, you don't have to do that, but, you know, people don't know how to read. I don't like how big of... It's really cumbersome to get from the poison room back into the double battle room. You have to go through so many doors, move all the way around. It's... I don't know. And especially when that's the area that you're going to be spending the most time trying to figure out. That's really clunky. I don't know. There's just a lot of areas that I'm not happy with how they wound up. But I don't know how I could do it better is the thing. Like this, the design of this gym was the best I could do with the ideas, and it's, I don't know. That's how I feel. I just have regrets about it. That said, what's here is good. It's like clever, I guess. A lot of the puzzles that are here are cool. The Shedinja, Electric Shedinja, I like that that's the first puzzle that you need to use the environment in the gym for. That's fun. The spare door to make sure that you've seen the statue room was a stroke of genius from me. Electrify. Lance being beaten by a move that gives your opponent Wonder Guard. Who thinks of this? Come on, that's genius. And then what I expected would be the hardest puzzle, turned out not to be, but the one where you need to look at the lass through the wall. I really like that. It's so good. Because, I don't know. If there was one puzzle I would make harder if I could, it's that one. Because the fact that you need to, like, think spatially about the whole, the whole gym. Think, where am I relative to the other rooms? Oh, that's the room that has a lass in it. I know what lasses do. They get mad when I look at them. So it's such a good puzzle on paper. Though, in practice, people don't really need to solve the puzzle, they just stumble into it, which is, I don't know. Yeah, I have regrets. Also, the gym leader fight is... So it was supposed to be like, oh, to beat Dad, you use a mom. I don't think that comes through. It's no Celadon. It's no Celadon where it's like, oh, you beat capitalism with gay people in the gay gym, where like everything fits together beautifully. This one was a little bit clunkier. I'm not as much of a fan of it. One thing I do love is the Celia afterwards, who says, after this, you know, interconnected, really interesting puzzle box, and she's just like, oh yeah, the real show's about to begin. Like, oh, well, fuck. Alright. And on that note, I love Route 19, the introduction to the Great Sea. So this is like the first and only area of the game, immediately after leaving the gym, after you have everything. Like, this is the first and only part of the game where you are, like, locked in, you need to do this. Which kind of sucks, but, like, it's for a good reason. It is, like, you kick, the Loker cutscene is great. I also love the surf house, just as a side note. The surf house and the pit jump scares, those are great, but they're just the side content, too. The Looker cutscene is great, and the first time you open the Rotom menu and you're like, oh god, I get all of this? And then you surf, and you get the really, really cool Chapter 7 screen. Oh. That one's going up there. I love it. It's so good. There's also, yeah. There's some things I can't talk about, but that are very good there as well. 4 Island. I like 4 Island. It's fun. Apparently flying here is really hard for some reason, which is a shame because Minnesota kind of depends on you already having a seal case. But apparently people never think to fly, even after the last directly tells you. Whatever. Amity Square is really fun. Well, the square itself is kind of mid, but I like that getting into it you need to have the weird Pokemon that she lists. And she says, you need one of these guys, and one of them is Trubbish. And that's the one you actually need. That's great. The Furret House is very good. I like that it doesn't come too far after the last one. But it's like a complete tonal departure. Kind of genius. Other than that, I mean, it's gorgeous. The art is beautiful. The only thing is that there's not really much here. Well, there's the EV Rock. When you revisit it, it's great. The first time you're here, that's the thing with the Great Sea, is that the first time you go to areas, most of them don't have a whole lot for you to do. It's only like after you've gotten context from other islands, you can like revisit them, and it's like, oh, here's how all the pieces come together. And with that in mind, Minnesota is fine. If people knew how to get the seal case, which apparently they don't, but if people knew how to get the seal case, I would really like Minnesota. But unfortunately, it's kind of mid, like not as good, because then people might accidentally break the seal without really understanding why they're doing it, and then, oh, hey, look, a Hoopa. Eh. In theory, that puzzle should be excellent, because you get the seal for the first time, you throw a Pokeball, it's like, oh, but I have a seal case, so you throw a seal case instead, and then you don't think about it again. It's like, I have solved the seal puzzle, and then way later, you're like, oh, wait, there's more to it. Oh, fuck, and you come back. Oh, that would be great. Unfortunately, it's not as good as it should be. Where'd Cinnabar go? Here's Cinnabar. But what I do like about Minnesota is that it loops back into Cinnabar, which is not as good as it should be. There are parts of Cinnabar I really like. I like I generally like the lab, though it does feel a little bit scatterbrained. The old Amber puzzle's great. Tyrannostar is excellent. That whole room is excellent. But the Mindy room, could take it or leave it. What Cinnabar really excels at, though, of course, is after the gym, when it blows up. Obviously the best part of it. But before that, it's a little lacking in sauce. The Absol gag is really good, but apparently people don't even try the Absol gag, as I've learned. They just kind of miss that he exists entirely. Okay. I don't know what to do about that. Sorry. I'm not going to take responsibility for it, though. But you can definitely tell, like, the Pokemon Center NPCs, the Pokemart NPCs, a little bit sauceless. The throwaway gags in the houses, also a bit sauceless, except for the third trial. The third trial bit, if you've played Pokemon Ranger, you know that one is 3. Other than that, though, I think the best part of this island is just the girl with the item behind the Rock Smash Rock, who's like, oh, isn't it annoying that you can't get this item? It's like, yeah. And then after Cinnabar gets destroyed, you come back, and the fucking rock blocks the item again. And now you can't use Rock Smash in the water, and it's even worse. I kind of love that. Other than that, I don't know. It's a little empty, but I don't know what to do to improve it. Shrug. Pirate Bay does what it has to do. It's pretty, the music is great, there's gags. The gags are great. And it gives you the bird drive. That's really all it had to do. The warehouse, I'm going to attach the warehouse to this, of course. The warehouse is fine, a little sauceless. I took like 7 different directions with the warehouse before I decided on what I wanted. But I do like that there's people who have letters and they're in prison. And also, there's all of the things that had letters taken out of them. Just like the variations of the stupid Romhack gags with one letter missing. Really good. Probably the best one is the Hobbit nuclear reactor. Like, come on, who comes up with that shit? I don't know. It's like fine. Maybe it's a fun time. Yeah, it's fun, because the gags are great. Minnesota's also in a fun time, because the gym is really good. The Minnesota gym is great. Well, am I just saying that, or is it just the music? Might just be the music. Walmart is fun, though. The pair of socks in the laundromat is a top-tier joke. Ooh. Yeah, it's a fun time. Silph Co. I love Silph. Do I have regrets? I don't think I have regrets anymore. I used to have regrets, but then I fixed them. I love Silph Co. I love the Giovanni puzzle, because it's like, it is the first of many points in the game that tells you backtrack to Vermilion, which is where you also get the Onyx sign. So, like, it's good in that sense. It also gets you Ditto, and it leads directly back into Pirate Bay. Giovanni puzzle's great, like, using Transform to beat the DMCA guy, and that's how you get a fire move, finally. Really good. I like the president's line afterwards, where he's like, oh, that man was gonna make me lots of money. I like money. Like, genius. It was actually a really struggle, because, like, I don't like billionaires, so how do I write a CEO that you're supposed to save? Easy. I just make him really dumb. And he, like, didn't even want to be saved in the first place. And it's like, okay, well, I guess we're here now. And then the whole rest of Silph Co is about how giant corporations suck. All the gags are super interactive. Like, you do something here, and it affects something later. Getting the ball shop, really good. Oh man. Just this first floor, one of the best bits. The way I wrote Orin Kid. Orin Kid is such... Like, that might be the best written part of the whole game. This goes up here. Just for the Orin Kid room alone. Getting the P eraser from Applin Kid is... Oh, 2 Island probably needed to be before this in order. Oh well, I'll worry about that later. I don't know, I like it. I'm a huge fan of Silph Co. The Larry fight is great. I love that if you use Ditto, you like, if you still have Ditto in the front of your party versus Larry, you get a little kick me sign. So good. Let me think, what else is there? Oh, I like how it like loops back to all of the other places that have teleport pads. The original idea for this was that like you'd go on the outskirts of like every other route in the game. Like you'd land and you'd be on like the top of Route 3. You'd like go down and just like see all the shit on the side. That would have been so fun, but it wound up being... The pacing just wasn't there. It was kind of slow because there wasn't really much to see. So I had to cut it, unfortunately. But what it's here for like the 2.5 floors that actually exist in Silph Co. Silph Co was actually originally going to be like way bigger. There's going to be like 10 floors to it. I think that it's good as is. It serves its purpose, and I love what's there. I think it is perfectly paced. 2 Island is fun. I like 2 Island. I like Earthbound. I think I did a pretty good job of making 2 Island fun if you hadn't played Earthbound. Insofar as I think that if you don't know what Earthbound is, 2 Island feels more like a, this is what Earthbound is like, rather than, well, I haven't played Earthbound, what's the point? I like the present that plays a salsa groove, because like that's just a thing that happens in Mother 3. It's like, okay. I don't know. The for sale sign is great. The pencil eraser is great. I love Chapter 7, Chapter 3, Intermission 1. If you haven't, or Chapter 7, Chapter 2, Intermission 1, sorry. If you haven't found the Berry Powder Man. it's fucking homestuck on it. If I have a regret, it is probably that the waterfall is very forgettable. So people get stuck trying to get muck, unfortunately. But whatever, what can you do about that? But for what it is, I really like it. It feels both like a love letter to Earthbound for fans, and it also feels like a, hey guys, here's what Earthbound feels like to people who haven't played it. So you're like, oh, maybe I should go check out Earthbound. There we go. Saffron is not as good as it should be. Yeah, Angry Video Game Gym is reference humor. I don't like reference humor, but I was kind of locked into it for a while now. And there was never anything better. I wrote that AVGN gym theme back, I think, during Demo 1, and I was so proud of it. I couldn't not use it here. The original idea was that, like, in the back room, there'd be a whole, like, 2D platformer section. Like, it'd be, like, a whole bit where you have to, like, solve a puzzle platformer in the middle of Pokemon Fire Red. And I was gonna be, like, bits from both AVGN episodes and just, like, gaming in general. I know that I really wanted to do the I Wanna Be the Guy, the fan room. If you played I Wanna Be the Guy, you know the one with the best jump scare in the whole game. I wanted to put that in Celia Stupid Romhack just so I could introduce a new generation of players to it. Unfortunately, none of those plans really panned out. I do think that him having Celia Stupid Romhack as his Pokemon, kind of genius. I like Copycat. The Copycat scene, not my best work. Definitely not my best work. But, I like how the fucking house turns into a train station afterwards, and that's how you get back to, the Golden Rod. That's genius. Absolutely brilliant. Good job, me. That said, the NPCs on the outside, like the actual exploring of the town itself, beyond the gym, like the 2 big waypoints, kinda sucks. There's one really cute room, but it only has anything cute in it if you've gotten the monkey chucked out of the window, which most players haven't. So it winds up not being all that great. And then the people outside, the point of the people outside is mostly like, hey, here's some places in the Great Sea that you may have forgotten about or missed. You should probably go back to them. But, I don't know. I tried to do better for it, but I couldn't think of anything particularly interesting. So, I'm a bit... Maybe I put it in out of gas, actually. That's how I feel about it. It's not completely out of gas. There's some gas in there. But it should be better. I guess this is down here. Oh, it's mostly for the Mr. bit. I like it. It's fine. The Mr. Ball is really fun. I like the shiny. The shiny Mr. Mime is really good. I like the bit where it evolves twice after the trade. I do think it's probably overbearing about reminding you that the trade exists, but that's because people don't remember that the trade exists. And I really did not want people to forget that there was a trade there. Could I have done it better? Maybe. I think the biggest issue... So, Alexander evolving back into Mr. Mime was a relatively recent invention. Definitely, like, post 2.5. And the problem with it is that Dad is, like, way the fuck at the end of the decks, whereas Alakazam is near the front. They probably should have been next to each other. Just being honest with ourselves. I could have done that better. Oh well. SS Anne. This one's weird. It's like... I don't know. Good, but I have regrets, I think is the best spot for it. So I really like the SS Anne. I like the berry fight. I like that he just kills the rat. I like the captain. I like the captain a lot. It was kind of genius, the idea to make him blind. Because it leads to the Zubat thing, right? And I knew that... I always knew that my idea here was going to be that you had to push actual people as strength holders. But, like, doing it with a single captain that you have to navigate to the end, really smart. My regret is that if you fucking go behind Bill's garden early, it doesn't matter. And what I have trained Celia stupid Romhack players to do is go behind Bill's fucking house. I am genuinely quite tempted to make it so that, like, there's like a ledge or something, so you can't actually access the important part from the Bill side, but then that just feels bad. The thing is that it's very important, the loop back. Oh, the loop back is so good. I'm not proud enough to put it in very proud, but if the loop back worked the way I wanted it to, where it's like the first time you're able to do that, you know, you get your Mega Kick TM. Apparently people get stuck on Mega Kick, and it's like, guys, read. The TM explains the purpose of the TM. Have you not? Can you guys not read? I know Absol sucks. Anyway. Yeah, I just wish that you got back to Bill from the loop back, like the whole world loop back, as like the default way. I wish less people backtracked, but that's kind of just a problem with how this game is structured. Oh well. The desert. I like the desert. It's pretty. There's like okay jokes, but it doesn't need to do anything. This is mostly just a place for me to stick all of my desert-themed puns. Like I wanted to make fun of the ruined people. I wanted to make fun of the weird Yamask evolution. I got desert bus. It's just like a bunch of jokes, but it's not really structurally very important, so it's just kind of here. 38 Island. I like 38 Island. 38 Island's fun. The berries that get increasingly absurd as you check them. You know, oh yeah, the Salt Cure Berry. The Salt Cure Berry. The HP Cure, but... what is it? HP Restore, but confuses if just like Bitter Berry. Making fun of the weird Gen 2 berry names. Very good. National Park. The National Park bit, where you just retreat and you wind up in Johto. So good. Ugh. My regret, though, is that the main island itself is a little bit sauceless. Like Magnemite just being a wild encounter this late into the game. A bit mid, but I mean, it's kind of necessary. The Moo Moo Milk, there's gonna be like a whole gag here where the cow was dying and you had to like try to heal it, and the only move you had that could heal it was Scratch 1 out of 8 times. Unfortunately, that was like the initial plan back in like Demo 1 times, but I have since understood that most players, not most players, but a lot of players did not put 2 and 2 together about how Scratch works. So, I don't know. I like it. It might be down to serve its purpose. I'll put it here. Alright, Aether is a little sauceless. The inside is not pretty enough. I like the Skuntank battle a lot, where you have to figure out the Gen 1 type chart and be like, oh, wait, Bug works on it. That's been, like, in the background since the beginning, but you don't necessarily know the implications until now. I really like the evolution bit, and I really, really like the Nebby puzzle. That one is genius. That said, on the whole, it is a little bit sauceless. So, The best part is just getting in. There's the Alolan Oak in the way, and you have to guillotine him. Really, really fun. One of the best bits. I don't know. I think that if it was prettier, people would like it more. That's basically all I gotta do. Blaine's Gym. I love Blaine's Gym. Yeah, I really like Blaine's Gym. The, like, rapid fire, have you been paying attention in the game? And the 1v1, like, puzzle battles, really, really cool. Even though none of them are hard, they all feel clever. I think my favorite part of this whole debacle, though, is just the bit where you have to intentionally get one of the questions wrong leading up to him, so you can fall on the path below. Something about that is just so clever to me. It feels like the purest expression of my make a puzzle out of literally everything mentality. I love it. Blaine himself. Are there any puzzles I don't like? Yeah, no, I like them. They're all really good. I'm very happy with how this whole area came out, and I really love how as soon as you leave, there's like the giant earthquake. You can't take the shortcut anymore, and it's like, oh fuck, what happened? You step outside and the whole island's on fire. Really good. Yeah. Yeah, I'm very happy with this. Pokemon Mansion. Out of gas. I ran out of gas in this area completely. I tried like 7 different iterations on what the bit here could be, and none of them were good. So, it is undercooked. It is... This was my limit, unfortunately. If anyone has any genius idea that doesn't break the rest of the game, please pass it my way. I will happily give this thing more sauce. In a similar vein, Sootopolis is kind of out of gas. These two are linked because the best gag here is going to Sootopolis. I don't know. I like Birth Island. Birth Island is so funny because every time you mess up, the thing just yells at you. Or like after you mess up a few times, it just yells at you and flies away. Falconer's Gym is fun. It's not complicated, but it does what it needs to do. I just wish... I don't know. The thing about Sootopolis is that, like... maybe I could fill it with more stuff, but I wouldn't have anything to say. Right? Like, there aren't any more puzzles that I would want to put here. I don't know. I think part of the Sootopolis bit is that people have been anticipating it for so long. They're like, oh my god, it's going to be so much, and it just isn't. But I think that for people who haven't been Celia Stupid Romhack aficionados for like 2 years now, and they just take it for what it is, I think that it does what it needs to do. Maybe if I had more gags here, it would be a little bit easier. Plus, a lot of them probably saw the Nugget bit when it was already in the gender fluid house, so that probably helps in a broad sense. I don't know. Yeah, it does what it needs to do. I'm not upset at it. Sky Tower is good, but I have regrets. I like the first floor of Sky Tower a lot. I like the second floor of Sky Tower a lot. The third floor... I was out of ideas. There's only, like, one gag there. But it's fine. The second floor, I'm really happy. I love the bike puzzle. It's so clever. The wide oak, very fun. Yeah, no, I'm happy with it. I like that it's just one big point-and-click adventure, more or less. There is no battles in the whole thing. The Frost was originally going to be a battle, but then it just kind of wasn't. Also, the vibes here are really good. I just wish that I had more to cook in the third floor, but What can you do? Viridian Gym. Ooh, how do I feel about Viridian Gym? So my thing with Viridian Gym is that it starts really good. The first, the Orthron puzzle, genius. And then the Yu-Gi-Oh puzzle, it's kind of the same thing again, but I really like. It has like a really cool animation. You turn into Hoop on the Mountain, the Yu-Gi-Oh music kicks in, it's like, oh yeah! So it's still cool. In the third one, and then the fourth one, you have to like go find another starter. I don't know. I wish I had I wish I did something different for it. Unfortunately, it was just like too baked into the structure, and I didn't have anything different to put behind the waterfall, for example. Well, I wonder if I could put the moonstone behind the waterfall and then do a different puzzle for phase 4. If I can think of a good puzzle for phase 4, if anyone can think of a good puzzle for like a ripoff of Erica, preferably one that involves... I can't do it anymore. I'm sorry. I'm a perfectionist about these things, and I know that those two phases are just not up to snuff. But that's how it is. I just have to live with it. I have to live with the imperfections. Phase 5, I really like the Ditto Brick. I think it's really clever. I also recognize that it's maybe a little bit out there. Probably a little bit too hard. But I really like it. And it fits into my philosophy of like puzzles that you solve without really even thinking about it. Because you just want to try stuff for the fun of it. Like if you see the background and you're like, oh my god, I bet Ditto fits right there. And you're just given the answer. That's what I wanted. And I kind of love it. Sabrina is undercooked. I think that I expected the alchemy puzzle to be, I don't know. It's fine. It does what it has to do, but it's not very interesting, I guess. I think the original plan was that alchemy was the only dark type in the whole game, because it's dark chocolate. And that, like, Sabrina uses a big psychic move. And you're just immune to it because you're dark type. But that didn't really end up panning out. Instead, it just has another... Here's my problem with this whole gym, is that most of the puzzles are just have the ability to be immune to it, instead of being, like, mechanically interesting. So, kind of mid on that round. Phase 7, though, that's the interesting one. First of all, I really like Woobat as an evolution. But... I'll say nearly perfect. Nearly proud. But I have regrets. Yeah, I really like the Blaine puzzle. My only thing with it is that the cutscene was underbaked slightly, but shrug. I do like that it is the one puzzle in there that's like actually a mechanics puzzle. That one and Erica. I wish the rest of them were mechanics puzzles instead, but shrug. And then finally Silver. Silver and the Hunt for Pokemon Gun version might be my favorite puzzle. Not my favorite puzzle, but it's definitely the most ambitious puzzle. Because it is the one that is, like, I am not going to tell you what to do. You have to figure it out. Can you put the pieces together on your own without hints? Kind of like how in Demo 1, like, you had to figure out all of the bonus Pokemon without being told. And one thing that adding all of the hint systems into the full release did is that they kind of made a lot of the more interesting puzzles a little bit too easy. The Pokemon Gun puzzle was my way of trying to capture that energy again. Of, I'm not going to tell you exactly what to do, it is on your problem-solving skills to put it together. And I like it for that. It's also probably too hard, which is a shame. So, we'll see. And then, obviously, Giovanni's dead, the Mewtwo's there, genius, love it. And then you get back, and what I love is the moment where you see someone fishing, and you're like, oh god, that's all been there the whole time, and then you enter the real final phase of the game. It's clear, and you get to clear up all of the loose ends all in a row. It's such a fun moment. That is... I don't know that that can count just for this area, but oh man, if I could make these puzzle battles a little bit better, and I could put more sauce in Surge, this would be very proud, because I think it winds up being super good. One island, out of gas. I like the puzzle getting in. The puzzle getting in is super good. The actual area itself, it's just a big spiral. Nothing much going on in there. I like the dancer fight. I wish that the dancer fight wasn't broken. Not broken, but I wish it was compatible with Demo 3. That's my bad. That's... yeah. Probably my biggest regret is that there's a few puzzles that involve moves that I didn't think about when I made Demo 3, and now I just kind of have to live with the consequences of them. Oh well. Thankfully, I mean, the history book is right there. You can always learn it if you have to. I actually might put a flag. I might put a Celia there after the battle. If you have Kaylee, I wonder, do I even need to, like, make you require Kaylee? I wonder. One way or another, I might put a Celia there. I'm gonna write that down. Put a Celia if you came from Demo 3. Put Celia in one island if came from Demo 3. Just to, like, tell you, hey, this puzzle's harder than it should be because you came from Demo 3. Look at your history book. Anyway, power plant. How do I feel about the power plant? It's... serves its purpose. I like it. The minigame's, like, cool. I don't think it's fun, but it's cool. Oh, yeah. I like that it's the first stop on the rest of the game's plot, but other than that, it's whatever. Lighthouse! The second floor is really empty. The first floor I love, second floor is nothing, third floor is also kind of nothing. If I had more sauce on the top two floors, it would be very proud, but I don't know. It doesn't need to go that high. It's a fun time. I like it. Route 23. I love the Zapdos. The early Zapdos is so good. The Guard Shuffle was so much fun to write. The aid, first of all, the Rock Smash blocking and then the aid saying, like, I'll give you it if you have all your Pokemon. That was one of the first things I came up with in the whole game. That was, like, where the whole concept of, like, a catch-em-all hack came from. And it works out just as well in practice as it did in my brain. The fact that it disables the Rotom Dex, you're like, oh my god, what the fuck? So good. Such a good moment. And then I'm also going to count the climb up to the Pokemon League from here, where you have to, like, realize, oh god, I need all of my HMs without my Rotom menu. One of my biggest shticks is, I think HMs are cool. I like HMs. They have a really bad rap because they're executed kind of poorly, but in concept, I love that, like, your team needs, like, there's restrictions to your actual team building in order to traverse the world. I think that's a really cool dynamic. Why do people... I don't know. I think people are too scared of them to properly explore what they could do instead. And this was my answer to that. This is my, like, okay, here is what the HM system could do. You know, make the restrictions on your party an active game design decision and explore that. I wish more games did that. I wish more fan games did that, like, explored it in an interesting direction. Alright, yes! This was probably, should have been earlier. It's, like, I don't know, it serves its purpose. It's here. I like Brandon behind the Sky Tower. The fact that there's like 3 things hidden behind Sky Tower throughout the game is really funny. Other than that, it's like, yeah, it's here. Sure. It's not even like not as good as it should be, because like, it's about as good as it could be. It's yes. Photo Lab. It's weird. I think I say serves its purpose. Because it's not supposed to be like a big adventure or whatever. It is just a hub for the signs. It's not really supposed to be more than that. Rainbow Cloud is attached to it. Rainbow Cloud is great. I love Rainbow Cloud. It's so pretty. And finding the cast form at the end of it's like, oh god fucking damn it. And then cast form switches out Mew. It's like, oh my god! Oh, the statue in the back, promoting the Shiny Quest. Really fun. I don't know. I like Rainbow Cloud. But it's not like fun. It's more so just kind of here. It's an area that exists to enable stuff, so much as a great experience in its own right. Similarly, Zero Island. I like Zero Island. It's not expansive, but I don't think it's supposed to be. It is just, you go in, and you get your reward, which is Pokemon number 0, Victini. I like that. Like, maybe you could argue that it could do more, but... Nah. And finally, the Pokemon League. Ooh, boy, the Pokemon League. This was the most ambitious thing I've done. I'll say this much. Like, I have regrets. Like, I do have regrets. I think that the Cynthia fight... the first phase is great. Phases 2, 3, and 4... a little straightforward. Phase 5 is one of the best, and Phase 6 is incredible. Like, the fact that the Cynthia fight is a little bit clunky, and I wish it was more interesting. But that final battle, holy shit. Holy shit, it has lived in my brain as like, wouldn't it be cool if this happened? And the fact that my team managed to actually execute that nonsense into reality, like in the battle backgrounds are gorgeous. The fact that this monstrosity actually comes to life in a real way. The programming that Wiz had to do to get all of these battle mechanics. There's so many like exceptions in the battle engine just for this fight to make everything work the way it's supposed to. The way that the... Oh my god, under the hood, there's so many little corrections that the game does to make sure that like if something faints in the battle, it's not like immediately gonna... You stand out in your point, it doesn't immediately faint to Shadow Sky. So like we had to write exceptions to that. We had to write exceptions to how stats were calculated. We had to write a bunch of exceptions for like critical hits disabled. So many like small things just to make sure that this battle stands on its own. Oh my god. And like you never get distracted from the pure puzzle solving. It's so good. I'm so proud of it. The Zapdos phase where you beat it. Well, I know there's one person who's probably watching who hasn't solved it. So mute the mic real fast, or mute the video real fast. The fact that you beat the Zapdos phase by using Rattata, which you used to beat Zapdos at the very beginning of the game, by using Endeavor because Fear doesn't work. But Fear not working doesn't mean that you can't still use Endeavor. The fact that you have to use the Rattata in a different way from every other fight, because your normal method doesn't work, but this one still... Oh my god. I'm getting chills just thinking about it. I fucking cooked with that. Oh man. You know, I had to make sure that every single phase felt like thematically appropriate. You know, you have the hardest Pokemon in the game to get, Cast Form. Possibly it could have been Chansey, but it's Cast Form. It's like your Mew substitute to beat the first phase. And then you have your first boss, your Onix, and that beats the second phase. And then Dad. And then finally tying everything back together with Rattata. So good. Moltres Kick is one of the best animations I've ever seen on, like, anything. Holy hell. And then everything wraps itself up with that 1v1 versus War Turtle, recreating the battle in the lab, only this time the game's bullshit works in your favor. It's fucking chef's kiss, man. I'm so proud of that. And then the credit sequence. Ugh. Oh my god. I am so proud of how everything wrapped itself up. This is something that I have been dreaming of for years now. And I was like, maybe it'll happen. Maybe it won't actually be that cool. But no, it is exactly as cool as I could have ever imagined it to be. Props to my team. You guys are incredible. None of this would have been possible without y'all. So, round of applause. Oh my god. So there's... I'm gonna go back through. Probably Celadon above Palette. Palette has a special place in my heart. Yeah. Yeah. This feels right to me. No. Probably like this. Probably like that. Route 1, Viridian, I like this area a lot. Two Island is fun. Pirate Bay. Yeah. I'll do this here. 38 is definitely a little bit sauceless. Yeah, that looks about right. I don't care about the rest of these. Alright, there's my Celia Stupid Romhack tier list, in my opinion. I hope that this was insightful to anyone who wants to watch it. Yeah, I'm really proud of this game. I think it's pretty goddamn cool. I hope that everyone who played enjoyed it as well. I also hope that this music hasn't been too loud this whole time. Oh no, that'd make me so sad. I never actually like double checked the audio levels. Oh well. Alright. Thank you for anyone who watched. I hope this was an insightful experience for you. I hope to record the full dev commentary soon. Not the one you unlock in game, just a full developer commentary from beginning to end. I wanna get that recorded. And yeah. Thank you. And goodbye.